Part 3. So by the time we get, I would say 3 months, I'm sticking to his lifestyle, sticking to what he asked me to do, still being consistent as I possibly can. We're actually starting to learn each other body sexually at this point. We're starting to develop sexual chemistry. He starts to love it here, and I start to enjoy him too. Because we're developing chemistry, feelings, and all that good stuff. And it just starts to feel a little bit more real, even though it didn't start off like this. But at the end of the day, he was still living his bachelorette lifestyle. Dating women here, taking women on dates. And to me, it's like I only can say things so many times. I'm not into repeating myself. And to mind you, I didn't have authority in that position and in that space because it wasn't my house. I was just there as a house guest. So what I say really didn't really hold too much weight and it didn't really matter. So my feelings were just they had to be suppressed. I had to suppress them because what other reason or what else could I really do, y'all? It was nothing else for me to do except suppress my feelings in order to have a comfortable, safe place to lay my head. And I did just that as long as I possibly could until I couldn't anymore. And I was like, well, he got bitches, I got bitches too. You got bitches, I got bitches too. I don't care that you're giving me a place to stay. I'm not gonna just be treated any type of way just because I need somewhere to go. I'm not gonna deal with all these different women just because I need somewhere to go. It's not for me. So eventually, um, I let somebody know that I've been dealing with for years on end through multiple, like at least one other relationship, who's always just been my ride or die. He's always been there for me, good, bad, and ugly. I didn't like let him know up front, like what was going on, but I let him know like I was living with somebody and they were taking care of me, and that's where I was. And I spare him the details, but I started to be involved with him again, intimately, because he was the one that always made me feel good, although we couldn't always be in a relationship together successfully. We never really tried to be in a relationship together successfully because we always just had our own little things going on, but we were just always in each other's corner throughout the years, like no matter what, just there for each other in any kind of way. And we just have great sexual chemistry. So it's just something that's always been there. So we started doing our 1-2 again, And this starts maybe like fourth month, closer to like the fourth month of me being there. I actually start entertaining other people. Not nothing serious. Like any guy that I ever came across, I let them know like, yo, I'm in a good situation and I'm not leaving the situation unless you have something better. I'm not going nowhere. I don't even want to smell your oxygen. I don't even want to be in the same. I don't. We don't have to bond because I'm in a good situation. I'm not leaving this man unless he asks me to. But other than that, I don't want to kumbaya with you because I'm in a good situation. Unless you have something better, another better situation for me, I'm gonna stay where I am and I'm gonna ignore you because that's how it was with like when other guys would approach me, like random guys out in public. But yeah, so about 4 months in, we started doing our thing, and it just is what it is. So I'm a lot more at balance. I'm getting what I need, getting what I want. Interviewer's getting whatever he needs and whatever he wants. And mind you, before this even happened, before I decided to like step out of my non-committed living arrangement relationship, there was at least once or twice occasions that like really just took it out of the ballpark for me. That was just like, okay, I can't do this no more and be faithful to somebody who don't give a fuck about me. They just give me a place to stay out of the kindness of their heart. But like I'm not nobody serious to them, obviously. Cause you need this bitch, you need that bitch, you need that bitch. Like you cool, you're good. Like what the fuck am I? I just live here. Like what the fuck? It means nothing else. Um, there was times that like I would walk into the house or I would be outside the house coming back from work and I would hear a female's voice. And I'm like, all right, well, I can't walk in there because obviously he's doing something or he's talking to somebody or he has an interviewer in there. I'm like, I would stay outside the door for like 1 minute and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just move around and I'm gonna come back in like an hour, come back in like an hour. I walk in the house and we're adults, so like we know what it feels like and what it smells like. It feels muggy in the room, like after somebody just got done having sex. Like it was that feeling. Like it feels like sex in this motherfucking room right now. And for me, that was like a wrap for me. That was a wrap for me because I'm like, I don't deserve this. I have to get myself out of this situation somehow, some way. And it really just didn't feel that great. It didn't feel that great. And I don't wish that on nobody. Because it's just like, what do you do in that kind of situation? Like, how do you even deal with that? Can you imagine coming back home to somebody that is your lover, even though you're not serious with them, and whole house just is like somebody just been fucking? But it's like, I only live here. I don't really have any authority, so what am I supposed to say? I'm not gonna say anything. Can't say anything. So I just started doing my own thing after that. I just started doing my own thing because it's like at some point it starts to mess with your mind, your mental health, your confidence, and it just starts messing with you, you know. And as bad as it may sound, like, oh well, you stepped out on him. Well, I wasn't in a relationship to begin with. I'm just living here, and I just broke the agreement of only giving him pussy, even though he got 5, 10, 7 pussies he's collecting along the way on the way to mine. So sorry if I stepped out and got some original dick. That at least I know where that dick be going. So yeah, it was a very messy situation. It was messy, it was chaotic, and it was intense. It was intense, and it wasn't anything that I would wish on anybody. Not like, and then what made it just a little bit deeper is the fact that, what made it just a little bit deeper was he was the only one that I'd have sex with that penetrated and would let off and release in me every time. No other man would ever do that, and I would never let another man do that. But I guess that was his way of like marking his territory, even though I wasn't his territory, I was on his territory. So I was like him marking his spot, I guess. I don't fucking know. But that made my feelings spiritually even more intensify. So I just did my best trying to control my thoughts and my emotions when it came to it and not get too emotional and like outburst too much, even though like I was bothered and irritated and hurt. Instead of being irritated and hurt and bothered, I just went out and had my man on the side too. My one man, not my several men, but my one man. And I was upfront with him. He knew the whole situation, and because he was my ride or die, he understood what it was. She just doing what she have to do. So part 3 or 4 or 5, whatever part we are on. 6 months. The 6th month of me being there, or 5th month. We're in the bed, Mr. Interviewer and I. We wake up one morning, and he's like, "Have you had your cycle?" I'm like, "No, but I'm sure it's coming. Like, I'm sure it's coming. A few days." I hadn't really been thinking about my cycle, but a few nights ago, I remember I had told him like, he asked me if I wanted to have a drink with him. I'm like, no, I don't really want to have a drink. I stopped like feeling the want to drink, and that was weird for me because like I like to have me a little cocktail. I love me a little lemon drop, a little shot or whatever, or some wine. And for me to like not want to do that, it was weird. Like it was just natural. Like I didn't alcohol lost its taste to me. Like I wasn't into it for a while. So um I think that's kind of what triggered him in the morning. He's like, "So you haven't had your cycle, you're not drinking, you're pregnant." And I wasn't taking it serious. I'm like, I'm fucking pregnant. What are you talking about? It's no way. Like, shut up.